Hello, my name is Matthew, and I am going to go through today my personal end-to-end workflow in terms of creating a new mod in Battlefield Portal, um, editing the level, and creating some TypeScript code. And then also my end-to-end workflow in terms of going ahead and testing my changes in game and then eventually publishing. So this tutorial assumes that you've already got the Portal SDK downloaded and extracted. You can see here it's in my documents folder. And that you've already opened Godot and you've already hit this Portal setup button, which, does, gives, initializes Godot for our Battlefield Portal stuff. Um, so at least my recommendation when starting out to create a new mod is that within our Godot project, we can make like a new folder, and maybe we can call this My Mods, which is where all of our mod files and content will go. And then within this, we can make a folder for each mod that we'll create. So I'm thinking about making like a Castle Wars project, so I'm going to go ahead and make this Castle Wars folder. We're going to want to copy over the level data into the folder that we want. So for example, Capstone is Liberation Peak. And that's what I am wanting to edit, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this into my Castle Wars folder. The reason why I'm doing this is because if we edit these levels, that come with the SDK, with our own objects or whatever, if we wanted to, say, like, get the level anew again, we don't have that. So I definitely recommend copying it out. And then we're going to go ahead and copy over some TypeScript. I'm going to go ahead and copy over this basic template TypeScript, which is going to be the starting point to our TypeScript here. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this in. Another thing that we could paste in is maybe the strings here, where it's like each of these have their own like strings file, but we don't necessarily need to do that. Strings are like words that you want the user to see. Like for example, if you want to show like a message or something like that. Okay, so within our Castle Wars mod, I think that we're going to go ahead and start out with the Visual Studio side. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open up my folder up to Castle Wars. And one thing that I recommend as a software developer is to go ahead and make a Git repository for every mod that you're working on. A Git repository, I'm not going to jump into this too much. You can do your own research. But it allows you to, save your progress as you go, such that, if you want to, roll back certain things, and then also makes it a lot easier to work with friends. Like, for example, if you're both working on the TypeScript at the same time, or level and TypeScript, etc. So we're going to go ahead and hit type git init, which creates our new Git repository, and then we can, add our current things to our Git. So we're going to say git add dot, and then we're going to say, oh, wait a minute. I think that we want to, here, instead of basic, I think I want to rename these first. So there's Castle Wars here, and then Castle Wars, just so we know what's going on. We're going to say git add dot. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And then we're going to go ahead and say git commit with a message -m. I say my first commit. And there we go. We've this is basically saving our progress for our script file, and then also our level file. Actually, I don't want to open that up. Okay, so opening up our TypeScript, you can see there's a lot of red squiggly lines. It's because it's like, oh, I don't know what this mod is. So one thing I very much recommend is opening it up, which is going to be a huge, good reference for you, is opening up this index.ts, and then also here in mod, this index.d.ts. And think of these think of these as like read only. We don't change these, but think of these as a reference or like our documentation, in terms of it's got all of the objects that we can work with. It's got a bunch of methods that we can call to make things happen in our experience. Like we can kill someone, we can deal damage to someone, we can get things of um, on player, like, oh, like when a player ender kill, and then we can call this to, this will get called when a player earns a kill, which that we can, execute code on. For example, like, hey, like this person joined or left the game, maybe we want to do some like logic here to help out with the scope over mod. So we can go back here and we can see, okay, Visual Studio is recognizing our mod. And then what's also nice is that we can say, hey, like, what is this mod.soldier state vector? We can go ahead and go to this definition to understand, okay, like we've got a bunch of vectors and it's got properties of a soldier like their position or their velocity, etc. And these are all things that we can use, obviously within the mod. So we are going to go ahead and open the level that we copied or the scene that we copied over into our project. So we can see here we're in my mods Castle Wars. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And then this will give it a second to open up. We can scroll out and voila, here we can see that we've got our Liberation Peak or capstone experience. So I can go here into the capstone folder. The only objects that you can work with per map is within the map's objects. And I'm going to go ahead and place an object here. So you can go ahead and like move this around. We can say like we can scale the object. And then I'm going to go ahead and move each team's main here, each team's HQ onto our level, just so that we can see some changes. So here we go. This is teams 2 HQ, and where did I put teams 1 HQ? Oh, I put it too far away. Here we go, and voila. So we've got this bridge, we've got other things. Obviously, I'm sure that you'll have, you'll want to add many more things. But yeah, so we can go ahead and save this. And then this is something that's like, okay, I feel like I'm in a comfortable spot. Something that we can do is we can say, oops, that's not what I wanted to say. Get add dot, and then we can say, hey, like get commit. We can make a new commit to say, hey, save my project, save my progress, like level edits. Made a bridge, which is saving our progress as we go along. So now that we've saved out our level, we can go ahead to the Portal website and we can create a new experience. And this is kind of goes to the full end-to-end developer experience or the developer workflow here. I'm going to ignore most of these things, but what's important is here in the map rotation, we can add in our map, and then we're going to upload the spatial data that we made. So that's going to be here. Oh, oops, I forgot. We have to export this. So we're going to go ahead and export the current level. There we go. And then now we can go to our exports. Where is our exports? Here we go. That's our export. And then another important thing, we're going to go ahead and ignore the blocks here because we're dealing with TypeScript. And then we can go ahead and upload our TypeScript file. So here we can go to our Portal SDK, our project, our levels, oops, my mods, Castle Wars, and then this is our TypeScript. Additionally, what's nice here is that there is a thing where it will like automatically like create a strings file for us. I think when we hit publish. So here, finally in the publish, we're going to say, Castle Wars. And then we're going to go ahead and publish. This doesn't actually publish it. It just, makes it so that you can play it in the game. So we're going to go ahead and create. And then it should give us a, hey, experience saved. Voila. And then we can go ahead and hit submit. And submit actually makes it so that we can play this in the game. So here we can open up our Battlefield experience. I'm going to go ahead down to community and hit my experiences. And then we've got our Castle Wars, map here. So in order to, obviously in the Godot project, this is not what I clicked on. Okay. I thought, okay. We'll see what happens. Is this a glitch? I guess it's a glitch because it's the background art is not the same as the as our liberation peak here. Well, that's all right. So we can go ahead and jump in, and then we can see it spawned us up on the bridge. So tabbing back over to the Godot project, in terms of like my general workflow, for example, if I wanted to add like a poll to the bridge or, like make level edits and be able to play those level edits in game, is I can go ahead and put this in, do whatever edits I need to make, save it out, export the current level, and then up here we'll go back to our map rotation, delete the spatial data, add a new spatial data, jump into the Portal SDK, and then upload this. And then we're going to go ahead and submit to publishing. And then while that happens, we can go ahead here, quit out, and then load back into our experience. It's a very similar like developer workflow, I'd say, in terms of the scripting as well. So I'm going to go ahead back into my Castle Wars project, go ahead and host it here. All this loads in. I can go ahead and show you here. So for example, here we've got like this example message of, hey, we've got some things when the game mode starts. In terms of logging, I've found that this display notification message is the best way to log. So for example, like this is where we're going to go ahead and start it out. Maybe I can make that another video because I feel like this is already going pretty long. I thought I'd quit out of here. Oh no, there we go. Here we go. So this is our light pole. So voila. So this is kind of like the overall experience. Additionally, if we make the code edits here, we can go ahead back up to our rules script and we can paste the code edits back here. I think it should make like a strings file for us. I don't know why that's not showing up. But that's all good. But yeah, this is the end-to-end experience that I found works for me well. I'm going to go ahead and work on my Castle Wars project. If you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. Peace.